Okay, so hi, I'm Winnie, and for this session, we'll have the OSC exit introduction. Okay, so it's the outline. First, I will introduce the OSC to the exit and to introduce the framework file. Okay, so first is the introduction. So how is xApp? I think previous presentation already said xApp. So xApp is a component in the NRT rigs, and it have multiple one or more xApp. And the purpose for the xApp is using the function provided by the platform and to do their work. Okay, and OSC provide the xApp framework. xApp framework is a package for writing the rigs xApp. So the purpose for the framework is to reduce the amount of code required in a xApp. And for the framework, it supports many languages like the Go, Python, C++. And today I will introduce the Python. Okay. And for the framework, it can design to many type of xApp. So the xApp have two type. Is the reactive xApp and the general xApp. Okay, so for the reactive xApp, it only can take action when receive the RMR message. And this kind of xApp never take action at another time. For example, like the QP xApp, it's only take action when receive the message from the TS xApp. Okay, and the next type of xApp is the general xApp. Okay, so for this xApp is according to its own work. It maybe can do their work at any time, and it also can act when they receive the RMR message. For example, like the AD it will do their work to detect the anomaly. Okay, so next I will introduce the xApp framework file. This file have the class and library, and today I will introduce is Python. And so you can use all these to design a xApp. Okay, so first I will introduce the class. The first class I will introduce is the base xApp. Okay, for this class, the writer should not be used directly because the class is inherited by other xApp like the RMR xApp and the xApp class xApp. Okay, so for this function in the class, it can execute to initialize the RMR or start to check the incoming message, and it also provides the object for the SDL and the function of the RMR and SDL. Okay, and the next class is RMR xApp. For this class is inherit from the base xApp, and it can use to design the reactive xApp, and the xApp writer can use the run function when RMR message arrive. It will have the appropriate callback to the message type. Okay, and for the next class is xApp, and it's used to design the general xApp, and it's also inherit from the base xApp. And for this xApp is constructed by a single function, so the xApp can use to fetch the data or do their work. Okay, so for the next class is SDL wrapper, and in this figure is about all the components. You can use the framework file to connect the components. Yes, so the SDL wrapper is in here, and this is a wrapper around the SDL Python interface, and the xApp writer can use the class directly to communicate with the SDL service. And it also provides a function to store or get the object from the SDL. And it also have the healthy check to check when connect to the SDL whether healthy. Okay, so for next case is the synchron data. For this class, the writer also can use this class directly to communicate with the synchron data service, and can use this class to collect the synchron data based on the file regular operation to match and store the synchron data. Okay. So for the next class is new subscriber and the REST handle. Okay, so for these two classes, the writer also can use it directly. And for the new subscriber is can use this class to subscription to have a subscription to the REST server, and it also can have the subscription request or remove. And for the REST handler, it can have the REST server service. For this class, you can add the function handle. For example, like the user can set out the usual exit handle in the list. Okay, so above all is about the class, and the next I will introduce the library in the framework file. Okay. So first is the RMR. RMR is the rich message router. It's a library and allow xApp to send the message to other xApp. And in the Python framework is a subpackage, and it is their name. Okay, and most xApp user cannot use this subpackage natively. xApp can access the RMR API to use it, and it also prepare the environment for sending and receiving a message, and also can check whether a routing table has been received and installed. Okay, so for next is alert manager. Yes, this xApp framework is provide an alert feature in the Python subpackage. Yes, and the alert feature use the list name subpackage. You can find this name to use, and it's connect to the alert manager by using the subpackage RMR. Yes, and it also the writer also can creating or writing or cleaning the alert in the alert to the alert manager. Okay, so for next is Anib. Anib is in the SDL, and Anib is information stored by the E2 manager to E2 setup process. So you can use this library to store the Anib information. Okay, so for last one is the MDC logger. MDC is the mapping diagnostic context. So the MDC are thread-specific key-value pair, which include all the log entire by library, and it provides a way to enrich the log message with information, and it's useful to better check the execution of the program. So writer can use use the library to add a logo or remove a logo. Okay, so it's all the components in the framework file. So if you want to design a Excel, you can use these components. So, have any question? Okay.
Any question? Winnie, I have a question. You have a figure show us the class and the library.
Yes. At least one.
Yeah, these are all the class defined by OSC, or they are defined in the standard, in the spec, orange spec.
In the OSC.
It's only in OSC. Do you compare it with the orange standard specification?
For now, I didn't compare with the spec. Yeah.
Okay, so they are all the so they are only 6 class they are defined until now.
Yes, and it's for the Python language.
Or only for Python.
Yes.
So this framework file is only for Python.
Yes.
So means that they also have different framework file for Go, for example.
Yeah. Yes, it's also it have to provide another languages, Go, Python, and C++. But today I just introduced the Python.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the 3 different language, do they have a similar class or library?
Yes, I think yes, it have a different, and it also have the same.
So I mean, for example, they define a class xApp. So in OSC, they implement the class xApp using Python, using Go, using C++. This is one option. They define the class first, then implement it using different language. Or different language define their different class and the different library. Which approach are used in OSC?
For this, I'm not sure because I think because I just looking at the Python.
Okay. So maybe you can try to have a table to compare different language. What are the class provided in different language? Then maybe you can know what's the purpose, how do they implement it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? If no, we can move on to the next one. Thank you.